Okay, I think this one is okay. So, so like I said, the better thing is just connect your drive C. But some people prefer to do each project folder to be connected. But like I told you, in my own case, I prefer to connect my drive C, then the desktop, and maybe the external devices. So if you look at it now, you can see drive C is connected already. Then the desktop is connected. So if you need to connect further things, you have the connector folder here. But which, preferably, that's what I prefer, my desktop, my drive C, and the external devices that I'm using, either flash drive, hard drive, or your ROM. So then the next thing that I said, right on drive C, for us to start any project, the best thing is create a folder for every project. And for you to create a folder right on drive C, you can just right click and you see the new option. It gives you creating folder and some other things there. If you go to new, or right, once you click on drive C, you come to the right, which is going to reveal the content of your drive C. Then right click, then the option new is also there. So you will see folder, geodatabase, file geodatabase, personal geodatabase, database connection, ArcGIS server connection, layer, group layer, and so on and so forth. But still, if you come to file, we still have a new there, which will still give us the same thing we're looking for. So for us to create folder or to create layer, we either come to the file menu, then new, then folder, then we pick other things, or right, once you click on from the left catalog 3, once you click on the folder you are interested in, then the content will be revealed on the right, which you can just right click on empty space there, then select new, and the option is also available. Or right on the particular folder you want to work in, right click, then new, you will see folder, file geodatabase, personal database, and so on and so forth. So now in my drive C, I'll click on folder, and I will type, I'll just call it PPP, or let me call it practice. So now, if you look at, like I told us, if you pick on anything on this side, on the left, the right will reveal the content. This is the folder that I created not long ago. If I double click this, look at it to the right now. It's been highlighted. And what do we have inside this? No, what do we have inside this folder? Nothing, because we've created nothing. If you select anything on your left catalog tree, the right will reveal the content. So because we have nothing, so that's why this space is empty. Assuming we have something now, if I pick on, let's say like this one now, can you see? Folders and the content that is in the folder. So like we've picked on this now, then the right is what? It's empty. So from here now, we can also still create more folder if we need to, or we go straight to creating layer. And like we've all discussed already before, vectorization view the feature in space in 3 ways: as a point, as a line, or as a polygon. So based on that now, if we right click here, right inside there, or on the folder, if we right click, come to new, then we have Shapefile. Once you click there, the next interface you'll be seeing is, what name do you want to give that layer? So assuming it's road, so we give it the name road. How do you want to view that particular entity? As a feature in where you're working? As a point, as a line, or as a polygon? Then we we come to the option and look at the option available. If it is a line, it's going to be a polyline. That is done too. Then the next thing is, you just don't put things arbitrarily in space. You need to specify the geographic parameter that goes with that particular layer you're creating. And if you're trying to define that, you click on edit. And once you click on edit now, basically you have two ways that our entities are recognized in geographical space. Is that you use the GCS, which is called Geographic Coordinate System, or we use the PCS, which is called Projected Coordinate System. And under the Projected Coordinate System, you have different forms that we're using in Nigeria. But basically, in Nigeria, what we're using, especially as it relates to GIS, is WGS UTM 84. Now, the environment you're working on will depend on whether it's zone 31, zone 32, or zone 33. But if you're using the geographic coordinate system, then you don't have to bother. So then if you look at it like what I have on the screen, I have three options. That's what you should have. There's one called favorite folder, there's one for geographic coordinate system, and the third one is projected coordinate system. The favorite are the coordinate system that you use often, so the system will store it there for you, or you can actually store them there yourself. Then the next one are the defined standard geographic coordinate system. Now if you look at it, we have Africa, Antarctica, Asia, Atlantic, country system, Europe, and so on and so forth. But oftentimes in the GIS environment, we use the world system, and we also use WGS 1984. Once you click on the WGS 1984, the parameter as relating to that coordinate will be displayed underneath. Then you can click on OK. Once you click on OK, then you click on the next OK button. Then the layer is created. Let's create another layer again. Right inside the folder, right click, new, Shapefile. Now let's say this time around we want trees. And how do you want to see the trees now? Is it as point, or as line, or as polygon? As point. So point is there. We select edit again. We click on edit. Then we'll define the geographical coordinate, which is geographic, world, then WGS 1984. We click on OK. You see that has been created. Then the next one, let's pick on this, then Shapefile. Let's call this one settlement, an urban area. So this one will be a polygon. We'll still click on edit to give it the geographic parameters, then world, then WGS 84. Then you see that the parameter relating to that particular coordinate system is being revealed here. Then we now click on OK, then we click on OK. Once doing that, the layers are created. Now I want you to observe something here. If you look at the screen, please look up. Right from here, you can be able to tell the layers that are lines, the layers that are points, and the layers that are polygon. Now, if you look at the first one, it looks like a network pipe. So automatically this is a line layer. Then if you look at the next one, you see like series of polygon with a centroid. So this is a polygon feature. Then if you look at this third one, it's 3 dots inside. So that one tells you automatically is a point layer. So even when you're working and you create a layer, and let's assume that you want a line and you mistakenly click on point, right from here, even before you go to the ArcMap environment, you should be able to tell that I've made a mistake. I actually want a line layer, but I've created a point layer. Or I want a polygon layer, I've created a line layer. Right from here. So the thing you just do is just click on it, then you delete or right click, delete, or select, then use the delete on your keyboard. So those 3 ways you get rid of it, then you now recreate the layer again. Are we okay with this? Are we okay with this? So the next thing is, how do we take this one to our working environment? Once the layer has been created, then the next thing is we will have our ArcMap. Then, and here also we said we can bring in our data in three different ways. Either clicking this and bringing it to our screen, or to the layer here in our table of content, right click, add layer. It's still bringing this one for us. Or we go to the file, add data, and so those 3 ways will bring the data to our screen. So here now we are working in drive C, and we have a folder PPP. So this I can actually just select all and bring them to the screen just by clicking on add. So once you click on add, now we have the 3 layers we've created for tree, for road, and settlement. And there's one thing with this software. It arranges everything in your table of content based on points, line, polygon, and raster. So if we are adding points, the points will always be before that road. And if you're adding any line layer now, it will be after any point layer you have there. It will not be before it, even though the point layer is on your screen already. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Now, the software itself tends to be smart. Let me put it that way. Anytime you're bringing point layer, the point layer will be on top, followed by line, followed by polygon, then followed by your raster. Because it is believed that whatever you want to do, because the emphasis of this software is vector. So it's from the imagery, which is your raster, that you're going to extract anything from. So based on that, it's going to arrange what you have in your table of content as point, lines, and polygons. If you bring in any line, even if it is 100 times, it will always be before that row. I don't know if you're okay with it now. Are you okay now? Is it clear now? You're sure? Can you give it back to me what I've just explained?
Yeah, you said that the software arranges the layers in such a way that point, line, and polygon, and then raster comes down.
Yes.
That is the way
it's arranged. The only time it doesn't act that way is only when you tamper with your table of content. And what do I mean? If I move this road, if I move it up now, and I bring in point layer, it should be above the road. Are you getting it? It should not be below that line. big class. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. No, I'm in the ICT center, sir. In the NIDA. Okay, sir. Okay. Okay. All right, sir. I hope we're getting it. So whatever you're bringing to your working environment now, it will arrange it based on points, lines, and polygons. But once you alter the arrangement in table of content, then it will not arrange it as points, lines, and polygon again. So now, once we have this, the next thing is it will either bring in our imagery, then we start vectorizing. I think in the last class somebody was asking, how do we vectorize? So let me just bring something to the screen so that it's likely in the next class we see how to georeference, but I just want us to see how to. Okay, I think I have an image here that we can manage. Okay, now can you see it now? This is an image. So let's assume I want to vectorize this line now. So all I need to do, I'll just click on start editing. Then here now to your right, you will see those layers. Or let me rearrange it the way it should be. Now here now I can actually now pick for road. I'll get close as much as the imagery allows so that I'll be able to get a better now I will double click to terminate this line, and then I will click here. Yes sir. F2. They can see.
Okay.
Then I will double click to terminate. Now if I want to continue this line, can you see well, this screen is not too good, but ideally you will see that the cursor is telling me that I'm snapping to something. So I'll just click here to continue my line. Okay, there's a roundabout here. Let me just terminate it here. So I'll vectorize a line. Then let's say, what can I pick as points here? Okay, let's vectorize polygon first. Now let me pick on this. Now let's say I want to vectorize the boundary of this particular environment. Yes.
You. Party. I work hard.
So based on this now, we vectorize the line. Then, if we click on create, we pick on the settlement now. So we can actually, I don't know if you can see.
Very good mouse. What is your Chinese mouse? No help you. And you do one thing 10 times. Look at your logo. You don't digitize with one hand. The two hands must be on them. Press C. Click on them. Now press C. Push it down. Push it down. Stay. Change that. Yeah, release it.
Then once you get to the last point, you just double click. And that is done. While for the point, I don't think we have any issue for point, have we? You're just dotting. Once you click on point, you just dot. Now, I have some buildings under this. So how do we vectorize the building now? What do you think? How do we going to vectorize this with the boundary? How are we going to vectorize the buildings? Let me turn this layer off. And let me create layer for building now. I'm calling this one building, and I'm still using polygon. Let me add the building. Now look at the building. Look at where the building will go to now. I'm adding building, which is a polygon. Can you see where it's moved, left the point, left the polygon, and moved to where the polygon starts, the other polygon. So I would like to vectorize building here. All these buildings, these are buildings. Let me get it close so that we see that we have some buildings here. What do I do in order to vectorize this building? What do I do? Somebody should help me out. Ruth. You're smiling. Obina. Help me out. I want to vectorize these buildings. So what do I do now?
We don't know building as a major.
So we turn off other layers and make a building active.
No, it's not that.
No, it is correct. You turn it off. You understand? If you turn it off, you will see the building.
Yes.
Right? You now vectorize. Okay, what if I want to know the extent as I'm vectorizing? Assuming I have buildings all over and I have a study area that I must work on. If I turn it off, I won't see the line. And let me tell you, if you start vectorizing this thing is sweet. You will not know when you go beyond your boundary of study. So what do I do?
First of all, vectorize your boundary.
Then we've done that already. That's why we have this one. And the color is there, that's why you're seeing it now. If I didn't use color, it would just be colorless. It should not be there. It's very simple. You make your polygon as see-through. And what do I mean by see-through? It's you hold the polygon. Just a moment, please. Hello there. Hello there. Yes, please. Let me resume. You just click on the symbol that we have there. Just click on it once. It should bring this. And you see there's an option called hollow. Then I can change the boundary of the hollow to any bright color or a contradictory color to the background that I have, and I can also increase the thickness of the line of the hollow as it suits me, and I'll click on OK. Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to do for settlement, not building. So let me change the color, change the thickness of the line, and okay. Now can you see that? Can you see what we have on the screen now? Can you see it? So I can actually see through the polygon. So even when I'm vectorizing, I will still work within my study area. I will not spill over, or I will not do what do you call it? All this unnecessary work that won't fetch me anything. Is it clear, please? Is it clear, please? Now, let's talk a little bit about these things you're seeing here. On the top of your table of content, you have 5 icons there. I don't know if you have noticed that. Right above your table of content, or right inside the first item before the layers, between your table of content and the layer, you see 5 icons there.
Yes, sir.
Yes, the first one is how your layers are arranged. Then the second one is talking about the path to where those data sets are. I don't know if you're getting me. Now look at the screen. Look at the first 1, 2, 3, the 4 items. They're in the same folder. So you can see it's breaking it down based on their location on the system. You can see that CPPP. I have tree, I have road, I have building, I have settlement. But if you look at the imagery is in what? Niger Delta University / are you getting it? So the first icon is just what I have on my screen. The next icon is where is the source of those things, those layers that I have on my screen. Then the third one here, it's how they are arranged. But the fourth one is what I'm really interested in. Now, the fourth one, if you're working and you're not careful, like what we have here now, it's a bigger polygon that contains a building that we want to vectorize. Are we listening?
Yes, sir.
If you're not careful, maybe as you're vectorizing and you made a mistake, you want to delete the inner content. If you're not careful, you may delete the boundary unknowingly, especially when you're working at a closed range. When you're working at a closed range like this, and let's say as you're vectorizing something happened, and you want to delete the building, if you're not careful, you will also delete the boundary, the outer boundary, which is serving as the extent of a project area. In order to safeguard that, what you have here now on the fourth icon is layers that are selectable. So for the settlement, which is the outer boundary now, I don't want to delete it mistakenly, so the better thing is I'll make it unselectable. So if you look at it, the upper part is selectable, the down part is what? Not selectable. So I can now come here and start my vectorizing. Even if I try to select this layer now, I cannot select it because I've made it unselectable, or I've deactivated the option of selecting that particular polygon. So with all confidence, I can zoom here, I can pick on building, now and vectorize. So once it's a polygon, I'll just double click. Then I have another one here. Double click. Double click. So now I'm vectorizing already, and let's assume I want to delete anyone there. Once I pick on anyone, I can right click delete, or I'll come here on the menu, on the main standard menu, I'll click on delete and it's gone without any fear. Now let me make it active. You will see what I'm saying. Now, because I'm not seeing the boundary now, let's assume I want to pick these two buildings now. Once I click like this, I'm telling you I've also selected the boundary. And if I click on delete now, I'm deleting these two buildings and the boundary. Let's move outside and see. Can you see it? Let me click out so that you see what will happen. Can you see it? So the better option is, once you have the outer boundary showing the limit of where you want to walk, the next thing is you come to the fourth icon here and just click on the layer that you think is a bigger outline. Then you just click on it, you turn it off, make it selectable or not selectable, and by so doing, even if I select 1,000 buildings within it, it's not going to select the outer one. Is it clear, please? Is it clear, please? So do we have any questions with this little thing? Because the next one is, we'll now learn how to do reference, and after learning how to do reference, we start vectorizing. Do you have any questions, please?
So yeah, I tried the
building. Do you make it
vectorizing
old?
and